When Textron put the Citation 750, or X, pronounced 10, into production in 1996 with its enormous Rolls-Royce AE 3007 engines, they knew the jet would cruise past Mach 1 if they unleashed the engine's maximum thrust of as much as 9,500 pounds per side. Numerous pilots claimed that they could easily cruise beyond Mach 1 in these original 10s, especially when they turned the Aurel circuit breakers off. Textron derated the engines down to 6,442 pounds of thrust, allowing the 10 to cruise at Mach 0.9 and hit a max Mach number of 0.92. At the time, it was the fastest business jet on the planet, and once the Concorde retired, the fastest civilian jet in production. In the year 2000, Textron announced they would boost the 10's thrust from 6,442 pounds a side to 6,764 pounds a side from serial number 173 onwards. And in 2012, Textron launched a radical overhaul of the 10, called the 10 Plus, which boosted the engine thrust again to 7,042 pounds a side, which lifted the max cruise speed to Mach 0.92 and the max Mach number to 0.935, making it the fastest business jet in the world, taking that crown back off the Gulfstream G650, which had temporarily stolen the Speed Queen mantle from the original 10. The 10 Plus was a quantum leap over the old 10, including new Garmin 5000 avionics, engines, wings, electronics, air conditioning, landing gear, wheels, tail cone and cabin, and associated cabin management system. The 10 Plus cabin was stretched an enormous 17 inches via a fuselage plug, giving it a much bigger cabin than the old 10 or its incredibly slow and low-flying successor, the Citation Latitude. In fact, at 74 feet long, the 10 Plus is physically the longest supermid in the world, longer than a G300, giving it awesome ramp presence. Its max operating speed rose from Mach 0.92 to Mach 0.935 via a 9% increase in thrust. It could carry up 50% more passengers, or 12 in total, giving it best-in-class people-carrying capacity. The 10 Plus's range rose by 13% to an incredible 3,460 nautical miles, meaning it could fly further and faster than a Challenger 3500 or Praetor 500, and just as far as a Citation Longitude. It could climb to 47,000 feet in merely 24 minutes, a feat unmatched by any other business jet. The old 10 took 28 minutes to reach its max initial climb altitude of 43,000 feet. The new Gulfstream G800 can only initially climb to 41,000 feet, while the new Global 8000 can only get to 43,000 feet. No civilian jet in the world can get to 47,000 feet in a straight climb, let alone in 24 minutes. The 10 Plus has much more payload than the old 10 and a 10% larger cabin. Its payload is actually larger than the recently launched Citation Longitude, and it can carry more passengers, 12, than a Challenger 3500, Longitude G280, or Praetor 500 or 600. No other supermid can fly remotely as fast or fly as high, given the 10 Plus's max cruise altitude of 51,000 feet. Simply put, the 10 Plus is the fastest, longest, highest, and sexiest supermid in the world. There are now rumors that Textron is considering a new, enhanced version of the 10 Plus. A recently modified edition is called the 10 Plus Lux, with a custom 12-seat configuration. 450 megabyte per second Starlink internet, and an unprecedented livery and black-stitched leather and carbon fiber cabin, including 6 lie-flat seats and a 3-seat divan. If the rumors are true, Textron is considering boosting thrust on the 10 Plus Lux to 8,000 pounds or 9,000 pounds. Simple maths suggests that lifting the 10 Plus Lux thrust to 8,000 pounds would allow it to cruise at a never-before-seen Mach 0.97 at 36,000 feet. And increasing thrust to 9,000 pounds would enable the 10 Plus Lux to do short, 1-hour supercruise dashes at over Mach 1. This is actually a straightforward change to the FADEC computer control systems that derate the 10 Plus Lux's Rolls-Royce engine thrust down to 7,042 pounds, from their maximum of around 9,500 pounds. A 10 Plus Lux with a modest thrust boost to 8,000 pounds would be comfortably, once again, the Queen of the Skies, or the matriarch of Mach 1, beating the recently launched Global 8000, which can cruise at around Mach 0.92 to 0.93, with a max Mach number in descent of 0.95. A 10 Plus Lux with aerial refueling capabilities would be the perfect vehicle for global CEOs and heads of state that have mission-critical needs to move from point A to point B as fast as possible.